I wonder, how many of y'all have ever been in a situation where you felt like you were enslaved, you were caged in, you were locked up, you were locked in, but yet come to find out in reality, you were in there because what was on the outside was actually way more dangerous than you could even possibly handle. My name is Mark Anthony DeBose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. And today, I want to talk about something very interesting situation that's going on with my baby chicks. And I like my baby chicks, but my baby chicks seem to have a mind of their own or a agenda of their own sometimes where they think they know the best. They think they know what it is that they need to be able to survive on this planet. And they come to find out in the end when they do the say breakthrough that they think like, aha, finally we're free, finally we're out here. They come to realize it's very dangerous out there. There's way bigger chicks out there. There's hawks, there's dogs, there's everything out there. There's no food for ease of access. There's no water for ease of access. There's no shelter, ease of access. There's no wind protection. You're just out in the open. And they come to realize where they thought they were upgrading life. They thought that they were breaking out to be able to be free to the world. That they thought that they were going to be good to go. But they soon realized we messed up. And they soon run right back, but then they get stuck because they don't remember that one single spot that they all fought to break out, to get out of. They don't remember how to get in. They sure did get out. They got out in a haste, like, we got to get out, we got to move. But they didn't know how to get back in. And then they would just stay really close and just sitting there kind of begging and kind of chirping away like, please, can we get back in there? Because we thought we knew what we were doing. We thought we knew where our freedom was. But our freedom was actually where we already were. Our freedom, we had water, we had food, we had heat, we had wind protection, we had shelter, we had everything. But we thought we knew what was better. I wonder how many of us run into a situation where we as human beings do that exact same thing, where we're fighting so hard to break away from something. We're fighting so hard to try to be all by ourselves and all alone and all out there and doing what it is that we're doing. Hey buddy, Jake break is illegal in city limits. But how many of us are out here doing things that we're just trying to break out? We're trying to force ourselves to get out. We're doing everything in our power to just, I want to get out and get over there because over there is where the freedom's at. And yet when you get there, you end up stumbling so hard that you just destroy yourself, that you don't know what to go, where to go, how to do anything. You're just a scrambling mess. You're going absolutely nowhere when you finally get out there. And then you realize, man, I feel like I was better off where I was. And I'm going to say something that is very interesting. And it's something that I feel like a lot of us really need to take a good hard look at ourselves to get a good understanding of what it is that we're doing. Because sometimes when we want to say stray away from understanding who God is, we end up going out there. We're out there and we're just doing and we get lost and we get confused and we get just not knowing how to be able to trust our own selves, feeling like I knew it was best, but now I'm confused. And now you start to not even believe your own words anymore. You start to feel a little scared and a little worried about what it is that you're doing and where it is that who you're talking to and everything that's going on around you. And you start to just really, in a sense, start to damage yourself because you get very, very cautious with everything that's going on. That God has got this Shelter. He's providing food for us. He's providing water for us. He's providing the get out of the wind. He's providing a nice quality solid shelter for us. And in the moment that we decide that we want to break out is the moment that he says, hey man, I gave you everything here. I gave you everything. I gave you everything you could possibly need right here. And I even gave you some of your wants. I didn't have to make it so warm and toasty for you. I didn't have to keep it clean for you. I didn't have to always make sure that there was water there. I could have made you go every other day. Yet I didn't have to make sure that there was food all the time. I could have made you eat every fifth day and just make you struggle and make you wish and dream and pray of food and then it just shows up one day. He didn't have to provide any of that, but he did. And it's something that we take advantage of that. We take advantage of God, feeling as if he is nobody, he is nothing. It is nothing. It's done nothing for us on this planet. He's given us no reason to be. He's given us nothing to be able to be where we are today. He's done nothing for us to be able to be here today. And we want to just escape. And we try to escape. And we try to run away. And something like that is like running away to, say, Mars. Say, running away to trying to get on the moon. Trying to run away from where it is that you're intended and supposed to be. You're just constantly trying to run away. And that's going to the extremes. But the other just simple is the being around a group of people that are all in. They're all inside. You're all in this congregation with these people that are all inside, and they're all loving you. They're all appreciating you. They're all looking out for the best of you. They're all trying to watch you do better and be better. But you just feel like, I feel like you guys are being mean to me. You're not allowing me to just express and be what I want to be and do what it is that I want to do. You tell me no to this, and you tell me no to that, and you tell me no over here. And God's like, hey, you know, I got everything for you. I got everything for you. And then you decide to break out. And then you break out, and you're trying so hard to break out that when you break out, now you don't know how to get back in again. You were out there, and you explored, and you realized, man, it's dangerous out here. It's hard out here by myself. It's hard to be able to figure out where to go, how to get this and how to get that, and having no extra insight and having no intuition and having no drive to be able to get things done, that you're out there and you're confused. And then you're out there and you're confused, and then you got the people on the inside, hey man, come back over here. But you don't know how to get back in anymore because you've already left. You've already abandoned. You've already jumped ship. So you have this immense amount of guilt inside of you that's just like, I can't go back there now because I left them. I left them, so I can't get back. And I don't know how to even say and how to ask for forgiveness and how to do anything to be able to even get back. That I'm so far out here, I'm so far gone, I did everything in my power to break out. I did everything in my power to just disrespect where I was and what I was and what I was doing. And now I'm here. I don't think I can get back in. I don't think and at the same time, I don't know how to get back in. I don't know the route to take to get back in. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us really get in struggles with, get confused with, get thrown off with who we are and what we are as people. That we think that what we're in is enslaving us, is damaging to us. But God is looking at you like, hey, you're not enslaved. You're not damaged. You're not destroyed being with me. You are out there, but I'm here to give you everything that you need. I'm here to make sure that everything is good to go with you. I'm here to make sure that everything that you could possibly need on this planet is provided to you. And then if you need people, he says, I'm going to bring people. If you need wisdom, he says, I'm going to bring wisdom. He says, if you need character, I'm going to bring character. I'm going to bring it all to you. You don't have to go out there and try to fight for it. I'll bring it to you if you just ask me for it. And that's what God's language is to us. That's who he is, on a good understanding of what he provides to human beings, to us, to be able to simplify our lives and be able to upgrade our lives, to be able to humble us and to bring joy to us and to bring kindness to us, to bring self-control to us, to bring forbearance to us, and to bring, there's one more in there, I just can't quite, something with G, it's a G word. I'll memorize it next time. But he wants to bring all of this to us. But when we go out there, we're confused. And when we're out there, we get stuck. I don't know how to get back in. And God says, hey, stop looking at the rest of the human beings. Stop even looking at the people that you used to be with and feeling like they're gonna not accept you back. Like they're just going to try to damage you or destroy you if you attempt to try to come back. Don't look at others that you used to come from and thinking that they're gonna be that way. Because if they are true members of God, if they are a true representative of him, they're not gonna damage you and destroy you for trying to come back. Even though you wanted to go out there thinking that you were the boss, you was the king, you was the queen, you was the ruler. They're not gonna just not care about you to allow you to come back. They're not. They're only gonna bring you in and say, you know what? Let's continue doing what we was doing, because what you're doing now is not the right way. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to, look at you did this, and you did this, and you did that. It's like that's got nothing to do with it. God's saying just come on back in, and don't feel like you can't be forgiven because of what you've done out there. Even you could have probably even done some ruthless stuff out there, some very damaging things out there, some very demonic type stuff out there. You might even try to dabble in to try to make yourself feel better because you thought that was going to be able to work, because you didn't know how to get back to God, and you felt like you were so far from him that you were like, well, I might as well just go a little bit further and a little bit further, and maybe if I got a little bit further, maybe I'll find some freedom, thinking that you're going to find a distance on this planet and in this life that you're going to be able to get away from God, when he's the one that made this and created this and put this together, slapped it together, and invested all his know-hows to be able to make sure that it's constantly cruising and moving the way that he needs it to be constantly cruising and moving. So you're not going to possibly be able to run away from him. You're not going to possibly be able to damage him enough. You're not going to possibly be able to try to get more and more people away from him because you're not happy and satisfied with what he's done for you, and try to just think that he'll forgive you. And that's who he is and what he's all about. And that's what he offers, and that's what he promises, and that's what he guarantees, and that's what he gives us, is forgiveness. Because you're not perfect, and you're never supposed to be perfect. And the more that you even try to be perfect, the more that you're only going to just have a hard life, a hard time. Because that's something that I'm going to say. I feel like a lot of us out here want to be so perfect and feel like we need to be perfect and feel like we have no choice. We strive to do that. Like we have this perfectionism in us that's just like, I got to do it and I got to do it the best of the best. But you come to realize that every time that everything you do with that, it only makes it harder and harder for you. It makes your life like worse and worse in reality. That I've come with a new realization of life that I'm one of those, or I'm going to say I used to be one of those perfectionist type people that everything that I did had to just be right. I mean, even coming to try to figure out how to make videos and doing all this, I felt like I had to have it perfect before I did it. But something in me was like, God was like, dude, Anthony, you're not going to be perfect at this, man. You think you're going to have the best equipment up front to make it look like professionals out there, and you think you're going to this and you're going to that? And I was like, yeah, I need to make it look that way and be that way. And he was just telling me like, dude, you got a lot to go before you can even compete with what a professional is out there with working with the camera stuff. I'm like, you got some basic stuff. And I was like, I know, but I got to make it look better. So I come up with an idea for me of the 80-20 rule. I use this for everything in my life. That 80% is going to be good and 20% is just garbage. It's not going to be right. So when I go and clean my van, I don't look to clean every little speck, every little thing. I look at it overall as 80%. And if I got a little speck here, I just pass it. I'm like, whatever. I see a speck there, I'm like, whatever. I see a speck there, I'm like, whatever. Just keep going. Just keep cruising. That's what I do when I clean everything in my house. That's what I do when I clean everything in my house. That I have an 80-20 rule on everything. That I'm sweeping. I don't sweep, I vacuum. But I'm vacuuming up and I see a little spot, I'm like, I get that one next time. I see a little spot right there, like Oreo. Down. I see a little speck there, I'm like, oh, I'll get that one next time. And I bring the mop out and I start mopping and I see I missed a little streak and I'm like, yeah, I'll get that next time. I keep doing this over and over, so it's not like it's ever gonna be bad. So I just skip it. I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. But when I clean my dishes, I clean those to 100% though. I'm picky about that. I don't know what it is. I eat off that. So I gotta be perfect with that. Not perfect, but as best as I absolutely can be, that I dig deep. I scrub a dub, I scrub a dub. Some things, some small things that I still make sure that I do. But I feel like that's just a hygiene thing for as far as like keep making sure my food is clean. Because my food's is going in me. Me walking on the floor and it's got a little speck here, a little speck there, it's not gonna make me sick in reality. If I just let it keep piling up, then yeah, it might make me sick. But I've come to realize that not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be just dead on. Not everything needs to be so right. And that's the concept that I feel like when I look at these baby chicks, when they're inside of there, and they feel like they want to find something better. They want more perfect. They're not happy with that 80-20 split. They feel like they want to figure out how to get more and more so that they can just say express their lives even better and have a better existence on this planet. That they branch out and they go off to try to be perfect. And then they go out into the world to try to be perfect. And they go and try to mingle around and try to be perfect. And they try to just do everything so that they're just in this level of perfection that they come to realize that they only just damage themselves. And then they get themselves in a very, very scary situation. In the scary situation of always just never feeling satisfied. Never feeling like I'm happy. And that's why you got to break out here, to break out there, to break out there. You're just never happy. You're never going to be happy because you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have it all. You're never going to be able to do better than the person next to you. That's one major thing that a major lesson of me of growing up and being a runner, running in our groups that we were running in, that my dad would always say to me. He's like, Anthony, you fast, but when you get to that next group, them boys are faster. The next group, them boys is faster. The next group, those men are faster. Then the next group, those professional men, they are elite. They are beyond faster. They are doing this for income to survive. They're not just doing this as a hobby as you are right now. This is just a fun sport for you today. You don't have to do this to be able to feed your kids and feed your wife. And that upgrades you to a level of existence that there's someone out there that's better than you. You're not the best of the best. There's someone out there that's working harder, and you're not the best of the best. And not that you shouldn't strive to be the best. You should always strive to be the best. But for certain things in our lives, we just need to understand that we may not be doing what it is that they're doing, that we got to do what it is that we got to do. We got to focus on what we got to focus on. And I can't sit here and try to force myself and beat myself into absolute just worthlessness to try and be the best and be the better when you just not accept mediocre, heck no, but just accept that what I'm doing right here, right now, is something that I'm not going to be able to be perfect at. So let me just just relax a little bit and have a little fun with it. Have a little freedom with what it is that I'm doing. Just have a little, I accept what it is that's going on around me and be happy for what it is that I have. Have gratification for what it is that I'm a part of and what it is that I'm doing, and not feeling like I can't this, and why can't I have this, and why isn't it this, and why isn't it that, and why isn't this, and doing all that, and just be satisfied and be happy and be thankful. Is a better word that I'd rather like to use, is being thankful for what it is that you do have. Being thankful for where it is that you are currently. Being thankful for what has been able to come to you and what has been able to been provided to you. And be thankful for that, instead of feeling like I got to have everything so perfect and everything so right, and if not, then I'm nobody. Then I'm not going to be able to make it. Then I'm not going to be able to have a great life. Then I'm not going to be able to do what it is that I need to do and want to do. And that's just going to set you up for absolute failure if you're just not grateful for what it is that you have right here, right now, and just enjoy what it is that you have and what it is that's around you and the people that you do have around you. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us, and not even just us as human beings, but I see this happen with animals constantly over and over. Because it's something interesting about all these animals that I have is trying to house them when they don't want to be housed is a very sticky situation sometimes, because they think that they know what's best, but they don't. They're so tiny, especially these guys are a week old. They have no idea what's best. When they're about 6 to 10 months old, somewhere in that range, and they're not even going to make it that far. But then they kind of do have a good understanding of my house is here, and I know my layout, and I know what's around, and I know how to be able to get what I need to get. They're going to have a little better understanding of knowing how to get for themselves, be able to do for themselves. But as far as being a baby, as all of us human beings on this planet in reality, all the way up to 120 years old, we're all babies. We all don't know it all. We all don't know what's best for every situation and everything around. We just don't. We die not really quite knowing 100% of what's the deal, what's going on, what is this, why are we here, what's going on. We die with that. We don't just live and get to a point where we're just like, I know how to do it all now, I'm good to go now. No, you're always struggling every single day. You're always challenged every single day. You're always just getting in a sort of defeated every single day. So with that's going on every single day, make sure that you're not trying to run away from who God is, because he's going to be able to ground you and slow you down and humble you and bring some joy to you. He's going to be able to allow you to have things and be thankful, and to be able to express who you truly are as far as being a satisfied person on this planet, and not feeling like you got to get out there to get something more, and just be happy what you have now. And then when the next comes to you, be happy that that's there. And then when the next comes to you, give some of your old away, so that you can have some of the new come in and be here for you and be satisfied with it, be satisfied with what you have. Because there's just one thing that I do know, you're never going to be satisfied until you are satisfied with what you currently have right now and where you're currently at right now, and not feeling like you need to break out and try to just escape and get out there and go find some more and go find some this, that you're always going to be on that loop. Just I got to go. You just got to keep going. You're never going to just take a second, take a look and just say, wow, this is nice right here. This is awesome. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. And in reality, you're never going to get that. Ever. It sucks for someone to probably hear that if you just don't understand that. You're never going to have perfection in your life. You're not that. You're not Jesus, and you shouldn't try. You should try to be character like him, but you're not going to be able to do the type stuff that he was able to do, and being a perfect human being, of never coming to anger, of never having any lust, and having any envy, and having any jealousy, and having any of these things. Just you're never going to get away from that. You're always going to have that. And that's why you need to be satisfied with where you are and what's going on with you, so that you don't have to feel like you got to have that and have such anger towards other people who do have that, and have such jealousy over other people who do have that. And so you could just be satisfied with where you are, with what you have, with what's going on with you, and not feeling like you need to just run out to try to gain more and get more. To realize that when you get out there and you get free, and you're just running a fool out there, just doing what you're doing, that you're gonna end up just very, I guess a good term is lonely, because that's in reality what I see with these baby chicks when they get out there. They get out there, they just break out like 10 at a time, and then I fixed how they were getting broken out, but I fixed it for now. Let's see what they do tomorrow. But the 10 of them will get out, and they're all like running around. I could just see them running, and I don't even attempt to try to run and get them until they want to go back. They're running around free. They're just running. I can hear them just chirp, chirp. They look like they're having fun. They're having a lot of fun for the first like 10 minutes. They're just running around, doing what they're doing. And then after a while, they all kind of like collectively looked at each other because they're all in different spots. They all could be within 50 meters, all hanging out. They're all in different spots. They're just running and chirping and running away from the big chicks. The chicks are running from them. They're thinking they're stealing their food. And they're all having fun. And I just leave them be. But then they all collectively just look at each other. They're all like, what are we doing? And then they all get together. And then they're all like, where are we? And then they all find their way back to the coop. And then they just stay on the outside of it. And they all just huddle up right there. And then I'm like, okay, now I can come and get y'all. Because now y'all ready to go back inside. Because you thought what was out here was great. You thought it was cool. You thought it was awesome. And they all just collectively realized, like, this wasn't what we thought it was going to be. We struggling out here. We tired out here. We got no shelter out here. We got no food even out here. We thought it was going to be awesome out here. And they all just collectively just go back in. And they realize it. And I feel like that's something that with, say, animals is going to be different than humans. Because humans just keep going and going and going and going until they hit the point of absolute destruction. Where I feel like these animals, hey, Oriole, oh, let's get down. These animals are get with it quicker. Where they're just like, man, I thought this was awesome. And or it just depends on a lifespan that these guys really don't live as long as we live, that maybe them running around for 10 seconds is literally 10 days. Maybe them running around for an hour is literally them like a human being running for a year. Well, who knows? Who really knows? But it always comes to a time that they always just like, I want to go back there because that was awesome. But for human beings, we just struggle. We just struggle. And then you know what's real interesting? This is probably the most interesting thing about, say, even just baby chicks. But I notice this with each of the animal groups. When I have large groups and large herds of cows, and everything's the same way. Because the bull broke out like a couple weeks ago, and I had to get them back in there. And seeing how the ladies treat them when they get back. And the chicks, when they're out, and I collect them up, this is the coolest part, guys. I don't know what it is about this, but this right here just lets me know who God is when things are going right, when you got the right people around. But I grab them and I put them in there, and they have like a party. They're all like, they all get to chirping. They all get super happy, super excited. They're all like, he came back. They're awesome. Like, they're all back here again. Like, it's the cutest thing. It just warms your heart, or for me at least, because I love studying these guys and watching them and playing with them a lot. That I gather 10 of them up and I put them all in there, and it's like their heads just pop up. They stop drinking, they stop eating, they stop scratching. They just look around like, hey y'all, Fred's back, guys, and they just have a party. And then they all just like get around and do what they do, and then they go back to continuing on their mission of eating, drinking, sleeping, scratching the ground again. And it's very interesting. You know, I say that because it's like that's the same thing that goes on when you want to try to discard God. You want to push him away. You want to run. You're not pushing him away. You're actually running away from him. You was in there with him, and then you decided, you know what? I need more freedom. I need more perfection. And then you left him. You didn't discard him. You actually ran away from him. Hey, Johnny, you ran away from him. And then when you come back, because you're out on the outskirts doing what you're doing, you know, you're partying, you're running, you're free. And then you kind of look around like, this ain't quite what I thought it was going to be. And then you find a couple other people that are then that same, because you always get a group of people out there. And then you end up with a group of people, and then you all hanging out together, and then you're just kind of all like, this ain't quite what I thought it was going to be. Like, what's going on out here? This isn't the freedom I thought I was going to be able to have. And then you kind of slowly go back. So say you go back to the church. That's what you were a part of when you decided to escape and run away. That you get close to the church, and then you kind of like listen to what they got to say a little bit, and then you hear them, and then one day you just like they come on out, and they grab you and pull you back in, and then they have a party for you. Like, hey man, what's going on, man? It's like you can start off again as if nothing was going on, because that's what forgiveness is all about. That I'm not here to judge you, to try to destroy you, to try and tell you you're wrong for leaving God, for disowning him, for trying to damage him, for trying to be ruthless about him. Like, no, that's for you and God to have a conversation to figure out what it is that y'all need to do. But as far as me and anyone else who is a true follower of Jesus, we're not here to challenge you and to be mean to you and belittle you because the decisions that you decided to make. No, we got to stay on our mission, and if that's not what's going on in that organization, then that's where I'm going to say we need to make a separation from that organization, that they're running away from God. They're not really truly understanding who he is and what he's about and what he represents, that they're out there just doing that same thing, that they're all partying and playing tunes and shaking the booties and doing what they're doing, that they're not quite sure what's going on, that they're a little out there. And it's not for anyone to say to them, you're doing wrong, you're not right, and you're this and you're that. It's just for them to just educate in reality and to do something and something different and be something different so that they can see what's going on. And then you end up gravitating, they end up pulling you in. They'll pull you in. They'll pull you in. That's why for me, I don't know why, but I just feel like a lot of what's going on out there is people that are on the outskirts of understanding who God is. Where for me, it's just me. I'm just Mark Anthony DeBose Jr. And I'm not the only person that's ever said this and thought this and felt this, but there's many of us that feel like being out here is God's place, is God's land, is God's creation, is where church is all about, is getting dirty, getting into the dirt, playing with the animals, consuming the veggies and the fruits, and raising them and taking care of them and doing everything that we need to do with them to be able to get better with each other. Hey, Oreo, let's get down. You can get down right there. And to be able to have a good understanding of how to cut some trees down to be able to build houses, and how to deforest the forest to be able to build houses inside of them, to be able to do stuff out here, to be able to have a good understanding of why each of these animals are out here. I don't know, but I'm not the only one that thinks this. That I know a lot of other people feel that same way, and they say the same thing of being out here is where church is all about, because there's a unlimited amount of unconditional love out here. Like they everything out here just loves us. It just loves. It just does. As much as things want to try and push your buttons sometimes, it always comes back and says, hey, thank you. And that's probably one thing that I really, really like about dogs, is when they push at you, and then you're like, you stay consistent at it. You don't quit on them. You don't fail them. You stay forward with them. You stay on it. They're like, thank you. They're like, thank you, man. Thanks for not giving up on me. And I feel like that's them, is why I have a very good understanding of just getting better and better. Ever since dog training school, I've been getting better and better with the understanding of my own self and the understanding of human beings, because they just want you to be there for them. And when you're there for them, they will do pretty much anything for you. They'll do anything for you when you're there for them. Especially like my Oreo here. Dogs that I had as a puppy are different than my rescue dogs. They treat me differently because I've had, even just for one, more time with them. I would imagine in 2 more years, Johnny will have the same amount of respect that my Oreo does. I've just had him. He just passed 4 years old, and I've had him since he was a little. That Johnny will probably come on board, and my Kai, he's already kind of on board with how my Oreo is, but I treat him differently, and he does different stuff for me. That the more that I give to them, the more I stay consistent with them, the more I help them and guide them and get them in the right direction, the more they just look back at me like, hey, man, hey, thank you. Thank you for that. Like, I greatly appreciate you. Like, I could do anything you want me to do now. And he will. If I need him to go push, that's why he riled up right now, because I was chasing baby chicks just a little ago, and he ready to go when we get chasing baby chicks. But I was like, hey, man, we gotta slow that down right now. We gotta make a video right now. And he was just on, he's still on 10 right now a little bit. He's on 8 right now. He's just not trying to show it. He's doing his best to try to relax himself down. But he likes to get to work moving them chickens. So if I'm like, hey, Oreo, we need to move some chickens real quick. You see them? We need to move some chickens real quick. I need you to go grab some. And he ready to do it for me at any time, any day, any moment. Don't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing. It don't matter if it's hot, if it's cold. He'll get it done for me. He'll be out there side by side with me, putting in work, grabbing the chicken's foot so I can pick them up, so I can put them away. He's always there for me. And the thing is, I'm always there for him. And it starts with me being there for him, and then he is there for me. And I feel like that's kind of a concept that we have with who God is all about, that we got to be there with him, and then he's always going to be there with us. I feel like we have a misunderstanding, or just me, the way I think, that he's there for us, but it's a matter of us being consistent. Us demanding is a good word. Us being there all the time. Us always praying all the time. us always being dedicated all the time. When we're always dedicated, when we're always there, when we're always on mission with wanting to get closer and closer to him, he's always going to be there for us. And he's always going to provide for us. But the day that we decide that we want to break out and try to go out and do our own thing, then it starts to get, our vision isn't as clear anymore. Things start to get a little more challenging. Things start to deviate away from being able to have good understanding of knowing what voices that you're hearing. And I say that, and I can't say that to certain people because they always take it wrong when you say that. But we all have our inner voice of our own selves that we call our conscious, or however you call it. That there's always a voice going on in your head that's getting challenged. If you got 15 different voices, don't tell anybody that, because they're gonna lock you up. I know how that system works, but I don't know. I just have a myself that I speak to in reality. That we all have that inner self that we have that's telling us where to go, what not to do, what to do, what we should do. That we need to be able to make sure we have a good understanding of the positive things of that and start to go towards that, instead of listening to the negative things of like, you're worthless and you're stupid and you're pathetic and you're nobody, and who are you to think that you're going to have, and who are you to think you could do that, and who are you to think you could stand up and talk and do that, and who are you to think you could draw, and all those that right there is when you're getting further and further away from God. Because when we get closer to God, he's going to say, you can make that happen. You can get that done. You are the smartest to be able to handle this. Not in a narcissistic, crazy, what do you call it? I don't know what else to use in that. But not in a, you're the best of the best and the strongest of the strongest, because no, God's going to humble you. He's going to say, hey, you the best, but you're the best at what you do, not what everyone does. So you focus on what you do. You focus on the route that you're on. You focus on what it is that you are capable of doing. That you may see someone do something and you think that you can do that, and God's going to say to you, yes, you can. But you got to also understand that there's some people that are above you because they've been doing it already. And they've already been there. They've already had the experience. They've already got 20, 30, 40 years of making that happen. And at the same time, a lot of us, and this is where I get on the whole game plan of something that you're supposed to do. That looks like when you did it for a year, it looks like you've already been doing it for 20. And that's what you really need to focus in on. And that's what you really need to dial up on trying to get more confirmation with God and through God to be able to understand what it is that you should be doing, and start to let go of things that just don't matter, just doesn't matter. Because there's a time and a place that all of us on this planet, we all like different stuff. There's some people that love math so much. I like math, but not to the point that I want to be an accountant. Not to the point that I want to be a mathematical lawyer that does stuff with that in some sort of way. I love some math, but I don't ever want to do that kind of work. That's not me. That sounds like super boring to me. I'm a hands-on type person. I like to get tired. I like my hands to hurt. I like to be hurt at the end of the day, like my whole body hurting, whole body sore. I don't know why. That's just what I like doing. That's what I kind of grew up doing, running and being very, very active. That I like that, and I like to continue that. And I like to just get sweaty and get tired and get exhausted and have a hurt knee sometimes, and having to walk to fix it, and just I don't know. That's me. But there's some people that like that. And then I noticed that the more that I do what it is that I do, the better and better I get what I get. Then I could hire that person to do those parts that I don't understand, that I don't get, as far as the, say, business that I want to grow. That the more and more that we start doing what it is that we need to do, the more that our business is going to start to evolve. And then we're going to realize that we don't need to do it all, that we just need to focus on our main jam, our main thing that we're good at. And then we can hire out everything else out there to do what it is that we need to do. And that's listening more to who God is and what he's all about, with giving us that positive notion of who we are and what we are, and not listening to that negative of you can't and you're not and who you think you are and all that madness. That's when you break out. You break out and go out there and running free and running around. You're going to start hearing a lot of that. Even though you yourself is going to be saying to yourself, because this is where you're going to get jammed up. This is where you're going to get jammed up in life, because you're going to start listening to yourself saying, yeah, I could do it. I can make it. I can make it. I'm the best. I'm the strongest. I'm the greatest. But when you don't have any backing with that, when it's just you, your own self, a human being, you, your own perfect human being, that you so perfect that you're out there saying that to yourself. When you have no backing, it's going to start fading away. Because when you don't have no cheerleader backing with you, with God being your cheerleader backing, you're going to start getting and feeling defeated, because you're going to get out there and then you're going to start doing this. I know what I'm doing. I got this. And people are going to look at you and give you that backlash of like, no, you actually don't. No, you actually aren't the best at this. No, you actually aren't perfect. You're going to start getting hit hard, hit really hard when you want to come out and break out and get into, say, the real world. That you're going to start getting hit hard, especially when you don't have no backing on knowing what it is that you should be doing and knowing what it is that you need to be doing at the same time with that you're going to get hit real hard. And then you're just going to be out there, and then you're going to start getting beat up. You're going to start getting destroyed. You're going to start having feelings and thoughts of lack, of I'm not good enough, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know how to this, and I don't know how to that, and I'm not sure what to do, and I'm not sure where to go, and you're going to start running into situations like that. And then you're going to be on the outside. You was running fast at first. You was running around. You was doing good. You was awesome. But then you kind of just look around and you look at other people like, hey, this is challenging. And then you slowly get back in. And then that's for God to say, hey, what's up, man? I'm here. We're good to go. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to be sad about. Nothing. We don't have no animosity here. We right back at it again now. And that's for making sure that you go to the right people, because I'm telling you, it's the cutest thing when these baby chicks break out. It's not cute when I got to chase them, because that sucks sometimes. But when I got my dog, it makes it it turns it into a training session that he absolutely loves, and it elevates our relationship. But when I put them back in there again, and they have this like party, it's just the coolest thing to see. I don't know how many people pay this close attention to these animals and to what they actually work on. That maybe I overanalyze and pay attention to them because I just sit and study them. Like you guys are sitting down watching a TV show. I'll sit down for 4 hours and just watch baby chicks running around, eating, doing what they're doing, seeing where they're going, seeing where they're hanging out, seeing what section they like the most, see what's going on. I just sit there and just watch them. Just sit and watch them, just see what they're doing. And I just enjoy that. And when I put them in there and they have their party, it's just like, it's just the coolest thing, people. It's so neat. It lets me know who true followers of Jesus are. And it lets me know what it's really like when you do go away and then you do come back. Because they're going to look at you and they're going to say to you, hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. We got some food right here. You hungry? You thirsty? You need something to drink? I got some fresh water over there. You want some out the fridge, or you want some room temperature? You know, they're going to have options for you. You know, you want this food or you want that food? You want this bed or you want that bed? They're going to give you options. They're not going to look at you and say to you, you know, you stupid and you silly and look, I knew you was going to fail and this and that. They're not going to do any of that to you. They're just going to say to you, like, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're back on mission again. We're glad that you want to understand God again. We're glad that you want to come back in and get a better understanding of yourself even more now. That now you are able to understand yourself more, because you went out there and you saw some things and you did some things and you're a part of some things. And depending on where you started off with having a good understanding of where you were and how good the things were where you were, you may have missed some stuff that's been going on that you need to like upgrade to be able to get to. That I feel like the more and more that we stay in something, the more and more we stay dedicated to it, the more consistent we are with something, and then we decide to break out of it, the more challenging it is, I'm going to say, to try to come back. Because we've been doing it for so long that when we break away, we have this huge guilt. Like, I was just so good. I was so awesome. I was just all in it. I was the best of the best. You know, I was always praying. And then you had this huge guilt when you just decide to deviate for once. That to try to come back, you just have this like, I don't think I can go back because I used to be so good. I used to be so right. I used to be so on it. And that's something that I want to say and be able to let everyone know that God's not mad at you. And another human being, a true follower of Jesus, shouldn't be mad at you. And if they are, then move away from them and then keep going until you keep walking. It's something that is interesting that happens to me on the trails that I go walking, that when I'm walking and I'm far out there, the next guy says to me, where you headed to? And I'll tell him I'm headed to that next park, that Seal Hollow's up there. And he's like, okay, cool. It's far up there. He's like, you need any water? These people always asking me that. You need any water? Because I just walk out there just like this. I don't have a backpack on. I just go walk. But I know how far I can go, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I am within my means of being able to do. That I've tested myself and challenged myself to know what it is that I'm capable of doing. But they always say, you need some water? Well, I'm on my way. And that's something that a true follower of Jesus is going to say to you when you come back in. Did you need this? Did you need that? What did you need? What's going on, man? I got you. I'm going to help you out. Because now that you came back, I'm going to show you how even more powerful God is. That when you left, and you come back, I'm going to show you how great he truly actually is. That now you're going to be able to be a part of something that's just, it's going to be harder for you to leave. It's going to be way harder for you to leave when you've done it once or twice or 3 times or 18 times, or even for your whole life. For your whole life, you've just been, I don't care about you. That's stupid. All y'all that believe in that, y'all is all stupid. Y'all don't know nothing. And then you finally come in, you're going to meet some people that are going to look at you, and you're going to look around and just have to say to yourself, like, wow, what is this? This is interesting. I'm not used to anything like this. And you're going to have this huge amount of guilt in you of feeling like you don't know the steps to even take to even deal or to even handle this, because you're around people that are not judging you. You're around people that are not trying to destroy you. You're around people that are not trying to make you feel worthless in any way. You're going to put yourself around people that are only wanting to see the best out of you and start to watch you grow and watch you start to get better. And I feel like that's something that a lot of us really need to take a good hard look at ourselves to see where we are. Are we already on the insides and we're happy, but yet sometimes we feel like we're a little like stressed, where I need to break out because I feel like where I'm at, I'm not getting enough. And sometimes, in some cases, go ahead, break out, go out there, go do what it is that you got to do, go explore, go figure it out, go verify what's out there. Get away from God and verify it. Check it out, see what's going to happen. Is he going to damn you and hate you? No. Is he going to love you even more? Probably, in reality, because he's always there for us. He's always going to be there for us. But he's going to be there for us more if we just stay in with him, if we just keep close to him, if we just really focus in and dial up with what it is that we need to do with him. But sometimes you just need to break out and break away to even sometimes, maybe sometimes where you are, you're not in the right place. That when you come back, they're not cheering and they're not happy for you. They're actually looking at you like, no, you're wrong, and no, you're this, and no, you're that. Then I'm going to say you're not talking to the right people for sure. If that's the response that they give you when you come back, that's not the response that if you've never even been a part of, and you come in and they're going to start telling you you're a sinner and you're worthless and you don't know God and you can't this. And I've been in organizations and groups that have done that to me. That looked at me, it's like, oh, you don't believe in God, you're stupid. Like a person who says they believe in Jesus, stand in front of me and look at me and call me worthless and nobody and nothing because of what I've been doing. And that's not the people that we need to be communicating with in any way. Those people are confused. They are so far out there, and they're so far out there that they all got together. You know, there's a part where the chickens all got together, and they all looked at each other like, hey, we're confused. And some of them could have said, you know, we're confused and we're going to head over here instead of trying to go back to where we came from. And then some of them could have just decided to start up a whole new thing over there, where their confusion led to destruction, led to them thinking that they are now a group of gods that can control and manipulate everyone that tries to come near them. And they look good from the outside. But when you get close to the inside of them, that things start to get really, really iffy. That things start to get really, hey, Oriole, down. I know we're down, but get super down. Get all the way down. There we go. No. Get down. Get down. You all wrong right now, homie. That's why we're doing that. You all wrong. I don't care that you're not moving, but we upgraded our training plans to super upgraded. There you go. Upgraded. You ain't going nowhere. Looking can give you the chance and the thought of even wanting to go. And this is the thing right here. This is a real good life lesson that I see with this animal, with this dog, that I have a good understanding of. That once we start work, that's why I start from the beginning with. Once we start working on that plan of, I give to you, and I give to you, and I give to you, and then he starts to give to me, and we start to go back and forth like that. Then it gets to the point that now we're going to really, really upgrade. We're going to really dial it up. That I'm going to give you even more. So there's no reason for you to try to even go out there and do anymore. That you get to a certain point. And this is interesting because it's something that the Dr. Miles Monroe would say, that when you get real close to God, when you get super intimate with him, that he's no longer going to treat you like someone who's on the outside. He's gonna want some things from you that now when you're not in your give and take motion, that now you hey Shadow, all done. You can't even see him. You can't even see him, homie. I don't know how he figures out that something is way out there. But he's like a half mile away, and he knows that he's back there. And he can't even see him. He's behind a 6-foot privacy wall. That's so interesting to me. But he can't even see him. But things start to really dial up when you start to get real close. That you're no longer going to start to do, say, the foolish things that you used to do. And that you really want to be very careful of what it is that you do and where it is that you go. And who it is and how you act and how you react. That's where some people out there, like baby chicks, they'll have their clique. I don't know what they call it, baby chicks. Clutch. Their flock. They have their flock out there where they decided we're not going back to the house. We're going away and we're going to start our own thing up. We're confused out here. And they start their own thing up and they start their own rules up. And they start their own rituals up. They start their own everything up. And I'm saying on the outside, it looks good. It looks real good. But when you get close on the inside, you start to see the lostness. You start to see the damage. You start to see the destruction. As opposed to the other ones that went back. And they went back to the right place. They came back to source. They came back to God. They came back to the Bible. They came back to really living it and understanding it. And then they all had a party when they all came back in, and they all had a good time and said, hey, man, there's the food. And, hey, man, because, I don't know, who knows? An hour could be a couple years for them. That when the chicks came back, they were just like, hey, man, what's up, man? There's some food here for you. There's some water here for you. There's some heat over there if you're cold. Like, they're just showing them the ropes. They're showing them where all the good stuff's at. You're showing them that you don't have to worry in here, man. Everything's taken care of. Everything's good to go. But that group that left, that had to do it on their own, that had to survive on their own, that had to fight and struggle all on their own, they got a whole different sense of who they think and know God is. That they came from him, that they know a little bit about him, but they don't actually know anything about the true loving God. They know about the destructive patterns. They know about what he has done for people in the past, in the back, because they want to damage him and they want to destroy him. There's a lot of stories in there of God destroying people, not just but because they are trying to destroy his people. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't really get that whole concept when they start reading these stories and get a good understanding that there's some people that like to damage God because they say that he's killed people and done this and done that. It's like, yeah, he has, because he's got to hurt people that are trying to hurt his people. His people are his main people. His main people on this planet are the ones that he wants to protect and he wants to work with and do with. If you believe in him and you're strong with him, he wants to make sure that you're good to go. But when you got a group of people out there that want to try and destroy his people and damage his people, he's got to do something. He can't just allow some outside people to come and just destroy all his people and just slaughter them. And then what? And then where? He's got to do something to make sure that those people stop doing that. Those people go away. And I feel like that goes on today and forever and all eternity in reality. That when you dedicate it, when you in there and they all the chicks came in there and they were happy and they were good to go and they were partying and here's the food and here's the water and they were just having a good time. And then when the other ones that tried to come over and try to destroy them, because they're just like, we're going to steal all your food. We're going to steal all your water. We're going to steal your heat. We're going to steal your shelter. That's when there's going to be a greater source that comes around that says that's not going to happen. And that does happen in reality with these animals. That does happen. That there comes a time in a day that there's a separation. Just like right now, that there's a time in a day with my older roosters. I've got 3 of them, or there's 4 of them really, but 3 of them, no, all 4 of them. There's 3 of them that are fighting the one that will not let the one in, because the one is always trying to steal from them. The one is always trying to rape their women. The one is always trying to take everything from them. So the 3 have decided to push the one away. And I don't know what it is about me. I try to protect the one the best I can. But also I know that that one is trying to damage the other one. The one is trying to destroy the other ones. So then it's for me, being the controller of these animals, to make a decision of, let me just take you out of here and let the three live in peace while you could just run off and go do what you got to do. That does happen. That it happens with the animals. And I study this and I watch this over and over. That this happened with my goats as well. That some of the moms were cool and the other moms were, they were out there. They weren't together. And I had to deal with that situation for a little while. And then I haven't had that with my cows yet, other than, I don't know what happened to the one that passed away, that maybe she decided to do and be something that the others didn't approve of, didn't like, that she was trying to deviate from the plan, their master plan. And they pushed her away because for some reason she in reality never was gaining weight. She always just, she lost some from the drought, the heat, the heat that we had this summer. She lost it and she never gained it. The others all gained weight back again. I've been giving them bales of hay over and over and over, and they all are gaining weight again, where that one just wasn't. So maybe they were pushing her away because she wasn't doing right. She wasn't being right, and she wasn't right. And that's something that I feel like we as a people. Hey, Shadow, all done. He going pretty hard today. Anytime I'm in the back here, and that guy is running his dog, he thinks he's got to protect me, and that's something that with him, I might have to, I don't know what to do. I know how to stop that, but I need to stop the behavior of that. That how does he know not to protect me and to protect my other dogs, because they don't need protection, and he's not protecting the dogs. He's protecting me, and that's something that's very, very confusing to him, but it shouldn't be, because he's supposed to be a specific, I don't know. You got to be very careful where you get your dogs from when you are getting a bred animal for a specific job, for a specific purpose, for a specific need. Be very, very, very careful of where you're getting your stuff from, because they could be giving you something that they are not, say, happy with, so they're just trying to give it away and trying to just push it off to everyone else. But with that said, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to be out here to do what it is that I keep on doing, to be able to have what it is that I keep on having, to be able to run into these situations, to be able to just really give me like life lessons in playing with these animals, to get a good understanding of what it is that I need to be more a part of, and what it is that I need to let go. Because when I just see certain things that go on with these animals, it just excites me. It just really, really gets me super happy and super, super turned on to the fact of knowing that God is real and he's awesome. And he's here to amplify our lives and not to destroy our lives. And he's here to make sure that we have more peace and more joy and not more destruction and hatred and jealousy and envy and strife and slandering and all that madness. That he's here to make sure that we're good to go. He's here to make sure that we are satisfied and we are complete and we are whole, that we don't need someone else or something else to be able to get us through the day, that we don't need anything but him. And then once we have that, then we're able to move on into this world to be able to do some absolutely great and amazing things, that now we're able to upgrade our existence, to be able to make sure that we are truly helping someone and not just using them to try to get us to get better. When you're already good and satisfied with God, you don't need to use someone to make yourself happy. You don't need to use someone to make yourself get more resources. You don't need to use someone to be able to make them to be able to get you to do anything else on this planet. That you can start using yourself to help them, to be able to get them where they need to get and get them to be able to do what it is that they need to do. And that's something that I realize is just so powerful, and it's so powerful in a way that I'm super excited. For one, I'm going to say something right this second, that I'm super excited that our days are already getting longer. That it used to be dark at 5:30 and already it's not dark anymore at 5:30. That I'm so thankful that we're starting to get time back again. And for some reason, I like having more time, because I like having more day, because I like getting more done, and I like being able to see more what's going on around me, as opposed to it always being dark. So that's something strange that I feel like year to year, times keep changing. Things keep changing. The sun moving keeps changing. It's always changing. And I'm so thankful for that. And I'm so thankful to be able to be a part of this, and thankful to be able to be all in this. because it just makes me a better person of studying all this and being out in this and having all this, so that I can help you out, so that when you do say, hey Mark, hey Mr. Anthony, Mr. DeBose, like, I'll be struggling and I don't know where to go and I don't know what to do, and I can say to you, hey man, I can even set you up with something out here to do. Get you your own little chicken flock. You could take 50 of those and put them over there. Start paying attention to them. Start raising them. Start doing something with it. Start getting focused. Start doing something is the main thing that a lot of us get jammed up with, that we're not doing anything. And that's something that I feel like the whole purpose of why being out in the wilderness, out in the outside, out on a farm, out take care of animals, out raising some veggies, out doing something, just helps you, because it gets you to have to do something. And then probably one of the main things is it can help you grow up in a interesting way, that you have to do things when you have certain stuff to take care of. Like you no longer have the chance to just, I'll get it later, because you can't do that. You got to get it now, because otherwise you're going to kill it, or it's not going to grow right, or you're going to have 10 times the amount of work if you wait this one time to have to get to it. That you have to get it done. You have to be consistent. You have to stay on time, or you're going to watch everything that you have just go to nothing. And then for me, it got very interesting, because the only way I'm able to eat in reality, especially 4 years ago, is my own food. That I didn't have money to go to the grocery store and get anything. So I had to make sure that my chickens were raised right. I had to make sure that I was watching them. I had to make sure that I was on point with making sure that they were always getting taken care of, that I wasn't losing any, that they were good, that they were getting the food when they needed the food, and everything was good with them, because I had to eat, I had to use it, I had to eat that. And if I would have just gave up on a day and didn't put water in there and they overheated and it all passed away, I'd be starving, I'd be dead. I wouldn't be able to survive. So sometimes you got to put yourself in a situation, and sometimes the situation will come upon you to get you to do some things, so that you have to say, grow up and get some things done. That you have to say, grow up and be consistent on being able to make happen what you need to make happen, so that you can move forward on this planet to do something great. Because the challenge of just starting, the challenge of just doing, and the challenge of just not quite having the, I don't even know where he's at to bark like that. He can't even see the dog. Hey, Shadow, we're still done. We're still finished. We're good. I'm good. I don't need you stressing yourself out. You got work to do tonight, homie. You got baby chicks to take care of. You can't be up barking all day. That's the main thing with him. He can't be asleep all night, because then my baby chicks will die. He need to bark away at night. I don't care if he barks at night. He can't bark during the day. That's a weird thing, that he could bark at night, but I don't know. I sleep right through his barks at night. It's very interesting. I understand that. But, hey, Johnny, down. But doing a lot of this work out here just really, really gets you to have to get it done. You have no choice. You got to, or it's not going to last, and it's not going to make it. And then sometimes putting yourself in a sticky situation that you absolutely have to can really, really amplify your life into greatness, because you're going to get better and better at it really fast, because you can't delay. And if you don't know how to start, how to do anything, like I said, I know I got to do this, but I don't have it in me to do it. Doing something, taking care of some spices that some herbs that you're growing, that if you don't water it, you're gonna watch it start to wither away. That's a start to get you to start understanding the habit of just doing, even though you don't want to do. And a lot of us just need to just do, even though we don't want to do. And we need to figure out how to break out of that habit of just that worthlessness feeling of I don't know. And I'm telling you, doing some work on growing something is so fulfilling. It's so awesome. It's so amazing that it's going to, hold on, maybe someone's at my front door. I feel like he's barking in a weird spot. Nope. Growing something, taking care of something is able to, I don't know, it really grows, it really does something to you. It really just gets inside of you And it's not just me. I watch a lot of people that do a lot of this work, that take care of a lot of animals, that grow a lot of their own veggies, that live completely, like my next step is to live completely free. Having my own electric, having my own, I mean, I got my own septic, but creating my own, creating all of my own everything, creating my own water. I mean, I got a well, so technically I got that, but still, like figuring out how to create all that on without it already being here. All this was already here. This big old tank was already here. Filling up with water, it just automatically does it. The pump broke on me, 3 times so far living out here, that there's been many times that I've been having to take buckets of water into the house to put into the toilets because the water wasn't running, and taking buckets into the house and heating it up on the stove to be able to take a bath because I was having issues with the pumps and I couldn't take a shower, but I still needed to take a shower. So I was doing it like that. And I've lived some pretty interesting times out here it does something to you. It really just, I'm telling you, living with having all the luxuries and all the fancies and all this, it's not living. It's living when you out here in the thick of it. Because my next thing is to be able to take some trees and be able to build myself a little house to be able to stay in, and figuring out how to waterproof it and get it all good with no tools. You know, I have a saw to saw what I need to saw, but no screws, no nails, no none of that. Just slapping it together. No shingles, no plastics. Just a house that in 100 years, if it's gone, it's gone. There's gonna be nothing left over from it. It's just gonna be good to go. And that's something that I want to get more experience with, because that really just brings you closer to understanding who God is and what he's all about. That he's absolutely awesome. And he's going to give you the understanding and the inspiration and the know-hows to be able to do things and to be able to make it happen. And you're going to go to sleep and feel a drip on your forehead like, man, I got to fix that. And you're going to get inspiration that next day of what you should work on and what you should do to be able to make that leak go away. And just things like that start to happen. That when I got baby chicks that are running out, it's just going to give inspiration. Oh, okay, I got to do this instead next time, because I got to make sure that doesn't happen, because I don't want them to feel stressed or scared or worried or anything in any way. And sometimes, in some cases, them knowing that they can break out can stress them out even more. And for them to just say be secure just really comforts them. And I want to test that myself with having a good understanding of God, where it's like, if I decide to leave, there isn't a chance of that. I gotta stay, and I'm secured in. And when I'm secured in, I'll just relax and just like, okay, this is good, this is awesome, this is nice. I can do this. I can live. I can be this. I can have this forever now. I like this, instead of having the feeling of it. I may be able to this. I may be able to run off. I may be able to break out. I may be able to go out. And it's like, no, I'm stuck. And that's personally just how I feel today. That I'm stuck today. I'm so far here today that I don't have the need to care to want to go out and try to do anything more, do anything different. That I just want this. This is all I'm looking for, because of what it's been able to provide me, what it's been able to do for me, what it's been able to allow me to be able to be a part of. Like, I just want to continue to do this. That I could just have days that I'm struggling, days that I'm challenged, days that I'm tired, days that I'm exhausted. Like today I'm tired, today I'm exhausted. Today I'm feeling really just like, I don't know, I'm just tired. I feel like I've been watching these baby chicks a little too much, that I'm just tired. That it's okay, because I know tomorrow I got another chance and another day, and even later today. I'm about to go make me some burritos tonight that are going to be really good, and I get excited about that already, from food that I grew out there. And next year, I'm going to have one of my own that I grew out there, my own stuff. And I got chicken. I got to find a new freezer for that chicken. But that's what I'm saying. Anybody hungry in the next couple months, you got a free chicken meal around here. But with that said, I got to head on out of here. But I just want more and more people to really think more about coming closer to God, instead of trying to just break out and run away and do your own thing. That he's only going to help you. He's only going to upgrade your life. He's only going to satisfy your life. He's not going to destroy you. He's not going to enslave you. He's not going to make you feel worthless. He's going to do opposite of all that. He's going to make you free. He's going to give it to you so much more that you can even understand. He's going to provide to you more than you can even possibly understand. He's going to be able to do some things for you that just you don't even know what and how, but it just is. And I just want to say thank you.